Hey, what's up, guys? So, obviously, you guys have been hearing about this shit that's going on in Minnesota. Um, it's like a war zone out there. It's terrible. Terrible what's happening out there. I just wish everybody could get along, man. No matter what side of the aisle you fall on. Um, People getting killed for just being stupid. I haven't really heard too much about this shooting, so I'm gonna kind of watch this just to see what's going on. Um, but yeah, figured I'd watch it with you guys. Let's get to it.
Given the events over the past couple of days. And that topic is the topic of choices. Choices. Now, choosing or making a choice is one of the only true freedoms that any of us really have, is to make a choice. Whether that's the choice to be here today as the media, the choice to go to school, join the military, join law enforcement. Making a choice is a freedom that resides within us. Now, good choices are important in life, as we all know. And
a lot of these people are making bad decisions. Like Miss Renee or Mrs. Renee. She made a poor decision that ended up getting her killed. It is what it is. Like, it sucks that it happened, but if you don't want that shit to happen to you, don't do dumb shit. Like, try to ram your vehicle into an ICE officer. That's not smart. That's dumb. Even if she wouldn't have got shot, she was going to end up in jail. So, just don't do dumb shit. Let ICE do their thing. They have a job to do. They follow directions like, hey, go get this guy, and they go get that person. I mean, there's nothing you can really do or say to make me think otherwise. Like, that's just the way it is. It's like everybody else that goes to work. You do what you do, and then you come home. That's what ICE does. They have a job, they do it, they come home. And I'm worried that one day one of the ICE agents isn't going to come home because some jackass is going to go way the fuck overboard and kill an ICE officer. And then that person that killed the ICE officer is in real deep shit. So again, please, for the people in Minnesota, stop doing dumb shit.
Actions that take place are due to our choices.
Because you're not going to stop them.
The choice to, say, cross the border illegally, that is a choice that someone makes. To cross the border illegally, that's a choice.
A poor one.
The choice not to utilize the CBP Home app, that's a choice. Not standing in line and doing it the right way, that is a choice. And there are always actions that result from our choices.
Yep,
when you
for
choose
every action, there's a reaction.
to use your 5-year-old child as a shield to evade law enforcement, that is a choice that someone makes. And there are actions and consequences that result from that choice. Or when you're a politician or a community leader, you make a lot of choices there, some very important, wide-ranging, and in-depth choices. When, as a politician, if you choose collusion and corruption as a choice, then there are consequences and actions that take place because of that. That's one reason the U.S. Border Patrol and ICE are here in Minneapolis by the thousands is because of those choices. When politicians, community leaders, and some journalists engage in that heated rhetoric we keep talking about, when they make the choice to vilify law enforcement.
Yeah, Tim Walz, he's talking to you, buddy. Just cooperate, man. Stop being stupid. Because what are you going to do? You going to stop him? No, you're not going to stop him. There's no way you're going to be able to stop ICE. And if you think you're going to try, what do you think President Trump's going to do? He's going to send in the National Guard. So if you don't want the National Guard there, just cooperate. It's that simple. It's not rocket science. It's not that difficult. I just don't understand why you would want illegal migrants in your city. I don't get it. I just, for the life of me, I don't understand why all these people want this. It's going to get you nowhere. Your state will go broke if it's not already broke. Just, I don't understand.
Calling law enforcement names like Gestapo or using the term kidnapping. That is a choice that is made. There are actions and consequences that come from those choices. And then when you choose, when someone chooses to listen to a politician, a so-called journalist, a community leader that spouted that type of vilification towards law enforcement or anything else, when you choose to listen to that, that is a choice, and there are consequences and actions there also. I think we saw that yesterday. And those actions and choices can obviously have tragic consequences, bad outcomes, outcomes that law enforcement never wants to see. Law enforcement never wants to see a bad consequence due to a poor choice. Now, these choices have reverberations throughout society. Let's take a look at, go ahead and put that on the screen, please. Yesterday, Border Patrol agents were engaged in a targeted law enforcement effort to apprehend this individual here, Mr. Jose Huerta Chuma. Look at his criminal record, domestic assault.
Yeah, what's Trump saying? They're trying to get rid of the worst of the worst. Or the worst, like, illegal immigrants into this country. I mean, that's not a good person. Just saying.
Intentional infliction of bodily harm.
Oh yeah, and if you want to come here legally, there'd be no problem. There'd be no issue. But, you know, Joe Biden opened up the border, let, I don't even know how many in. There's a lot. I think it was like millions or some shit like that. And President Trump is trying to undo that. Which for our country is a good thing, not a bad thing. I don't care what all these crazy ass leftists think. I don't understand how you think that's a good thing. Y'all are fucking stupid.
Disorderly conduct. He's also got some other records there as well. This individual remains at large today. This individual is still roaming the streets today. This is the individual on that targeted law enforcement efforts that Border Patrol agents were engaged in yesterday when they were disrupted, assaulted, and prevented from conducting that Title VIII mission by individuals intent on making the choice to riot, to create anarchy, and to be a violent mob. This individual walks the streets today because of those choices made by politicians and those perhaps weaker-minded constituents that chose to follow directions of those politicians. Sad state of affairs. Now, enforcing the law is not a choice. I choose to be a Border Patrol agent. Mr. Marcos Charles chooses to be an ICE agent, but enforcing the law, that's not a choice, that is a duty. As we all know, those laws were enacted by Congress, signed by the executive, and upheld most of the time by the judiciary. Those are the laws of our land. That is our duty to enforce those laws, whether that's a Title VIII immigration law, whether that's chasing a bank robber or a spy or whatever else. That is our duty, whether it's a state and local law enforcement agency, and they make choices also. Do they support federal law enforcement going after Mr. Jose Huerta Chuma, or do they not?
In Minnesota, they do not.
We all make choices. Our Title VIII immigration mission continues. Next slide. Our Title VIII immigration mission continues unabated here in Minneapolis, despite yesterday's tragedy that was preventable by folks making better choices, politicians, journalists, and would-be anarchists and rioters. This individual from Laos was apprehended within the past 24 hours. This operation continues unabated. This is evidence of that. We will continue to make these streets a safer place. It is our duty, because we choose to be Border Patrol agents and ICE agents, to take individuals like that off the streets so we can make Minneapolis and America a safer place. Thank you.
By the way, was in federal immigration
Hold on
custody.
questions until the end. Mr. Marcos Charles will talk and we'll take questions at the end. Ma'am. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I know Commander Bovino spoke about yesterday's incident and situation, but I also want to draw your attention to the continued uptick in violence we're seeing against federal law enforcement officials, not just here, but across the country. Yesterday, here in Minneapolis, a crowd of violent agitators tackled an ICE special agent when one of our special response teams went to assist. A protester literally bit off part of that agent's finger.
That's fucking wild. That's... You know who's to blame for this? Tim Walz. He should go to jail. He's the one that is okay with all these people running around the streets doing crazy shit like that. So he should go to jail. He should be arrested. And I don't know if President Trump can make that happen, but if he can make it happen, that'd be great. Same thing with the people in Chicago and New York and California and all these other fucking super, super far left states. Oregon, Washington. I mean, yeah, they should all go to jail. All the governors, all the mayors. If you're not cooperating and you are saying it's okay for these mad mob of people to go out in the streets and try to hurt ICE and try to kill them or do whatever, y'all are just as much to blame as the people that are doing it.
The officer received immediate medical attention on the scene and was
Somebody
transported to the
bit
emergency room
part of
for
his finger
treatment.
off. That
We
is
do wanna
fucking
thank
wild.
the people at the hospital for the assistance and the staff who treated our officer. The officer is recovering, but is now permanently maimed and has lost part of his finger.
That person's lucky they didn't die.
I don't think I have to tell you that this kind of violence is unacceptable. But I also don't think I need to tell you that this kind of violence is not a coincidence. When sanctuary politicians, activists, and the media work hard to create chaos and fear instead of using their platforms to reassure their communities, this is the result. The reality is, and this is what Commander Bovino and I have been talking about all week, we're out here to arrest dangerous criminal illegal aliens so they can't victimize innocent people in our communities anymore. Since the beginning of this operation, we've arrested over 3,400 illegal aliens, removing criminals, gang members, and terrorists out of Minnesota communities, detaining them in ICE custody for removal from the country. Those are criminals who won't reoffend in our communities. Those are criminals who won't be creating more victims that could be one of your family members or loved ones. Some of these criminals that we arrested yesterday are on the scene, well, these are our agitators from yesterday, if anybody wants to take a picture of these people or haven't seen them yet. The first picture was the individual who decided to bite off one of our agents' fingers. Some of the criminals we arrested yesterday: 40-year-old criminal illegal alien from Honduras convicted of assault. A 51-year-old criminal illegal alien from Laos convicted of assault also. A 45-year-old criminal illegal alien from the Ukraine convicted of first-degree robbery. And a 46-year-old...
Guarantee you that dude from Ukraine came over on like a fake ass like, what the fuck do they call it? I can't even think of the word right now. Like, they're getting away from their country because they're like afraid bad shit's gonna happen because the whole thing between Russia and Ukraine. I bet you he came over on some shit like that, when in reality he's just a piece of shit.
Criminal illegal alien from Laos who is convicted of facilitating child sex crime. ICE officers and agents are out there every day arresting the worst of the worst so law-abiding citizens in this country and in Minnesota can sleep easy at night. This work isn't about headlines, it's about public safety. We can now take some questions.
Commander Bovino.
I have a question for Commander Bovino. Previously in federal immigration custody in 2018 at a jail in Minnesota, and then was released under the Trump administration again in 2018. You talk about choice. That was also a choice to release this individual, the man that you were targeting, obviously, to detain him. So if he was released in 2018 from some federal immigration custody, why would that be the case? Why was that choice made?
Yeah, I don't know the particular case in 2018 that you're talking about, but this individual that we want to put that back up there, please. That individual is now an illegal alien. It's my mission to find this illegal alien before he harms another American citizen and does harm. That's what I'm after there. And yet we can go back and look and blame in history. Right now, my mission is to take this individual off the street. And the main point here being is this individual is in the process of being taken into custody. Agitators, rioters, and anarchists prevented us from taking this individual into custody because of a very, very chaotic scene. This individual should be in custody right now, not out on the streets preying on Americans. That is the story that is most poignant here.
Commander Bovino.
Multiple videos from different angles of the shooting from yesterday, and at no point is he seen brandishing.
I'm sorry, repeat that, please.
We have seen multiple videos from the incident yesterday from different angles, and at no point do we see Alex Preddy brandishing a weapon. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem said that he was brandishing a weapon, and in the video we see him on the ground with his hands on his head. We see an officer leaving what appears to be with the weapon, after he extracted it from Freddie's waist area, did the officers see the weapon? Did they see him brandishing the weapon at him?
Sure. Many videos out there, many different accounts that you may see, that I may see, that anybody here may see. That, folks, is why we have something called an investigation, to take what you're talking about, to take those videos, to take witness statements, to take officer statements, all those minute details that will paint a true picture, not a freeze frame, not a freeze frame concept, and paint a larger picture of what really happened. That is why we investigate, so we can get to the truth, so there's not speculation. Speculation after 24 hours, you've got a lot of speculation in there. That officer, let's think of what those agents were doing on that scene, making a split-second decision. You had 24 hours to try and armchair quarterback things. That agent had a split second to make a decision.
Commander Rubino, between your agency, Commander
It's not
Rubino.
speculation.
Yeah, I haven't seen that video of that shooting that happened yesterday. Well, I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. I've heard things about it. Like, the dude had like loaded magazines and a gun, and he was making threats, and ICE took him down. From what I heard, is one ICE officer like disarmed him, took the gun away, took it off his waist, and he reached back. The other, from what I hear, is the other ICE officers didn't know that the one ICE officer removed the weapon from him, and so they thought he was going for the gun that was still on him, that wasn't actually on him, and then they shot him. But like he just said, split-second decision. If you think he's going for a weapon, it is what it is. I think it's going to be a justified killing or a justified shooting. I don't think the ICE officer is going to get in any trouble for it. But it's also not going to help situation at all. Like, I see both sides. Like, you basically shot an unarmed person, even though he had just been disarmed. So the optics are really kind of fucked up on that one. Like, I haven't seen the video. I need to go watch it. I need to go see for myself. But yeah, if that's actually what happened, oof, it's going to be rough for ICE. It's going to be rough. It's already rough for them. It's going to get worse. Ugh. I couldn't do what they do. No way.
Who's next?
Right here.
Commander, was Alex Preddy armed when he was shot?
Again, the investigation is going to uncover all those facts, things like how many shots were fired, where were the weapons located. All those facts are going to come out in the investigation. I wasn't there wrestling that assaultive subject that was assaulting Border Patrol agents. I wasn't there wrestling him myself, so I'm not going to speculate. I'm going to wait for that investigation to come. No, don't interrupt me. I'm going to wait till that investigation comes out until I make a decision there.
If there's an investigation going on and you...
God damn, bitch. The hell is wrong with you? Yelling like that. And some of these media people.
You have not concluded. Isn't it possible this was a bad shooting? Or have you already concluded for yourself that this was justified?
I've not concluded anything. I've not given you a conclusion, but what...
He literally just said it's under investigation. What the fuck do you not understand about that? Man, these fucking people are fucking stupid. Fucking... Like... There's something wrong with these people.
What I do know is this individual was on that scene several minutes before that shooting, interfering with a lawful, legal, ethical law enforcement operation to arrest Jose Huerta Chuma. And again,
Yeah. Yep. Interfering. You know what we call that? Playing stupid games. You know what happens afterwards? You win stupid prizes.
it's back to choices. We just talked about choices. When someone makes the choice,
Your
to
stupid
come into
prize
an
was,
active law
well,
enforcement scene,
getting unalived.
interfere, obstruct, delay, or assault law enforcement officers, and they bring a weapon to do that. That is a choice that individual made.
No,
Commander Bovino, when it comes to the shooting, from what I understand, there were 2 agents who fired shots. We know one of the agents had 8 years experience, and we know he was a less lethal instructor and had this training. What did the other agent, what was his history, and are they both working right now, or are they on administrative leave?
All agents that were involved in that scene are working, not in Minneapolis, but in other locations. That's for their safety. There's this thing called doxing, and the safety of our employees is very important to us. So we're going to keep those employees safe. As far as the number of shots, the number of agents involved, that, again, is going to come out in the investigation. I'm not going to speculate on who did what, when they did it, how they did it, or what exactly occurred there. I'm going to wait for the investigation to let me know what happened.
Did have 8 years experience, so we are talking about one of the agents. Why
Yes.
not talk about the other who shot as well?
Because before those facts come out, we need to ensure that we're talking truthfully and accurately. And before I speculate, I'm going to talk truthfully and accurately.
Between your agency, Border Patrol, and Mr. Charles, your agency, ICE, we've now seen 2 separate people shot and killed by your officers within 17 days. Do either of you plan on taking any accountability for those actions?
2 suspects, or you're correct, 2 suspects have been shot, and suspects that assault, delay, obstruct, or threaten a law enforcement officer's life. It goes back to the choices that we just talked about. When individuals make poor choices, poor decisions, come into a law enforcement situation, an active law enforcement situation, conspire to come into that situation, whether that's based on ideology, we don't know. That'll be in the investigation that we just talked about. That's what we base the split-second decisions on, and our law enforcement officers are safe. They managed to come home at the end of shift. And, again, I would implore upon any individuals, whether they're anarchists, rioters, or anyone else that thinks it wise to go into a law enforcement scene to disrupt, to delay, is to don't do that. Let's think about that in terms, say a bank robbery is in progress, and the police are taking care of that, and then you decide to go in there and perhaps take action. That's not a good idea in any form or fashion. The same thing with Title VIII. Same thing with Title VIII enforcement. We are after an individual with a very serious criminal record. We don't need any help. Thank you.
Commander, group chat. Can you talk about the leaked chat of protesters?
He's not taking any more questions from you dumb fucks. You guys are just asking the same shit, just in a different way. And he's already told you. It's under investigation. It's under investigation. He's not going to talk about, like, who shot who, or if it was the correct move to shoot this person, or if it was the right thing to do, the wrong thing to do. He doesn't know yet. That's why it's called an investigation. They're gathering all the evidence so they can have a clear picture of what exactly happened. But y'all motherfuckers are too fucking stupid to listen. I don't think there's any more, but we'll finish it out. Yeah, no, there ain't gonna be nothing. Fucking dummies. Alright, well, that's it. Just don't do stupid shit. Later.